Let's. Oh, yeah. Maybe over here. Live. Okay. I think we're. Okay. Yeah, you done? Cool. Okay. Leave that, please. Leave that. Off you go. Cool. Right. Hello. Hello, the one viewer. Hello. I can hear myself talking still. Still through these. Hi, Sandra. It's just on the phone. I'll just ignore that. I can very faintly hear myself because I've got another camera there, which I'll call Fish Cam, which I'll turn on in a minute. But I can hear my voice. Yeah, light and crispy batter, which we've practiced a couple of times on the workshops. Going to do fish. Hi, Karen. Going to do fish, obviously. But also going to do prawns, and I'm going to try mushrooms. No idea, don't know. The batter is very, very, very straightforward. It's just egg white and panda. Very small amount of panda as well. So I was hoping to do some of these pre-going live, but I've only just got back from the dog walk. Hi, Carol. So it works out that for every 10 grams of egg white, you need about 1 gram of panda. You do need to make probably around about 100 grams of mix in one go. Otherwise, you won't have enough batter to do anything with. So, yeah. So I'm going to crack some egg whites in here. Now, the last time I did this, and you might find it easier if you haven't got a use for 5 or 6 egg yolks, is you can buy the egg whites from Lidl's in bottles for a couple of pounds. So yeah, one egg white there is 42 grams. So I'm going to do 5. I'll do 5, which is enough to do all of what I'm intending to do today. Yeah, so 82. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of peace because I've just fed the dogs. They've all had beef liver for dinner. So the 2 big ones are settled. So that's 120 off 3 eggs. So we'll go with 1 more. 160 exactly for 4 eggs. These are medium, but they look to me slightly larger than supermarket versions. So the volume, as in the weight, is actually probably more important than saying 4 egg whites, because you really do need to pair up the panda. So I'm going to put 16 grams of panda into there, and then a little bit of salt. It does need the salt, obviously. Come and say hello if you're watching. I know it's a quiet one today because I forgot to actually post the event. But I wanted to do this so that people can come back and watch it. I know it's earlier as well, so right, 16 grams of panda, a bit of salt. I'm going to use 4 grams of salt in there because that's going to coat pretty much everything. May need to add a little bit of extra egg white. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. It's a very loose batter here. So it's a very thin batter, as in thin liquidy batter. It's not a thick batter at all. However, we know that when it stands for a few minutes, it will thicken because that's what panda naturally does. So I've got some cod fillets here, which I've had lay on kitchen towel for a little while just to dry them out. Hi, Janet. So, Janet, I saw that you was it this one? Was this one, wasn't it, that you asked for the recipe? So here it is. So all I've done so far, and you will be able to catch up with this video later on. All I've done so far is add 160 grams of egg white and then 16 grams of panda flour. So basically you're using, dumplings you asked for, right, okay. I knew it was one of these new ones. Don't worry, dumplings will be coming very, very soon. I've got to test something out, which I'll probably do tomorrow, and I will do a video on it. It's a very, very, very simple recipe. Very, very simple. I just want to test out a slight tweak to what I did yesterday in the members class. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. So all I've done is mix the egg white and the panda so far. Right. Okay. So I've dried off the fish as much as I can. This was frozen this afternoon. I've just left it out to defrost. Same for the prawns. Some raw king prawns, which I've had on the tray defrosting, and just dried them out a little bit.
Shove a bone in one's mouth.
Yeah. So the only thing you need to do now with these is just to give them a very light coating of seasoned panda flour, which I'll do. I'll do that. I'll use just a little tray. Just want to shake it into the shake the flour into the get the fish in the flour. So I'm just going to add about 20-30 grams of the flour into the tray. Let's see what. Yeah, actually, there's 20 grams of flour there. Season it. So again, a little bit of salt. We're not really going to use much of this. It's just to make sure that we can coat the fish. Now, because we're only making a very small amount of batter, if you think about if you ever bought battered fish from a chippy or a restaurant, there's usually a big bucket of batter which fish is dipped in. Now you can make a big batch if you want, but potentially there's going to be an awful lot of wastage going on there. So I'm sort of making enough that's just going to coat the things that we're making tonight. So just a very light coating of Panda. And this is where you may need to add a little bit more egg white. It's because obviously we're now adding, and it's such a small amount, but that little bit of extra Panda flour can cause the batter to go thick once it's all in together. So now, obviously, I've got a deep fat fryer here with me. You can do this, and I've done all of the tests in just a pan with a couple of blocks of lard in it. I'm going to trim that in half, just because it is quite a small basket. It's quite off-putting here, my own voice, just to the right of me. So yeah, you can do this in a small, shallow frying sort of. You just need to be aware that when you shallow fry, the food, whatever it is going to sink to the bottom and can end up sticking to the bottom briefly. So if you can get away with a small, narrow but deepish pan with 2 or 3 blocks of lard in it, then you're probably preventing that. So this is the first time I'm using the hi Kathy. First time I'm using the deep fat fryer for this particularly. Now, clearly, we've got some thick chunks of cod and we've got some thin tails of cod. So cooking time-wise, we're going to need to make sure that these are in there for an awful lot longer. So let's do the prawns. I'm not sure which one to do first. I'm tempted to do the prawns first. And then we'll do the fish second. I'm actually quite hungry thinking about it. So this is dinner. We're just going to have some fried fish. Oh, I'm going to make some tartar sauce. That's what I was going to do. I've got the ingredients here in front of me. Right. Hi, Heidi. Again, just a light dusting on the prawns. I'll use a smaller bowl for these. Okay, let me introduce you to Fish Cam, which is there. There you go. There's Fish Cam. All right. So I've set this to just short of 170 degrees. So you can even see that. So this is the oil that I used, I think last weekend. So you can even see some of the crispy ends from when we did it at the event. Oh, sorry, the workshop. Get rid of any of the extra flour that's on the prawns. Again, it literally is just to help coat the prawns with the batter, but what you don't want to do is have too much flour to make the batter go thick quickly. So just shake off the excess. Okay, so we're going to try these. We haven't done these since we actually sort of did a cooking session with Heidi. So this is only the second time that I've done them. Right. So I can even see that that's got a little bit gloopier. I'm just going to, I might be tempted to add one more egg white. I'm just get a spoon. Now, here's the thing. This batter will work as it is here. It will just be thicker around the fish, whatever it is you're deep frying. Okay, so this will be thicker. This will sort of cling onto food, and it'll be a little bit thicker. I'm going to add another egg white into that. So lard. I'm using lard in the fryer. I would only use either lard or coconut oil, but that is pure lard. Yeah. So we're going to give that a quick blitz. So what I should have done was do the flouring bit first and then made the batter. Because you really do want it. Here you go, like this. So that's a smooth batter. See, when I showed it to you a second ago, it started to go a little bit lumpy, a little bit thick. So I'm just going to add enough to coat the prawns. Don't need to drown it. I suppose it's taken the best part of 2/3 of it, something like that. Right, okay. I'm going to drop them straight into the oil, not as a bowl. I'm going to do them individually. Going straight into the oil. So clearly having something like this, it's regulating the temperature. So I don't need to worry about when I'm adding food in that it's going to reduce in temperature significantly because the thermostat will kick in. So I've added about half of those prawns. I've tested out a couple of times, I did, but mostly just on fish, and it did seem to work slightly better if you coated the fish with a little bit of flour. But the issue was the flour then turns the batter thicker, so you sort of have to make sure that that's fairly thin before you add it in, and then obviously the flour then helps sort of like stick the batter to the fish or the whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to see. Are we having some little live streaming issues there? We had some awful problems with our net connection this morning. It looks a little bit jittery. Hopefully you can see okay. But yeah, you can sort of see there that they are fizzing away nicely. A couple of them have stuck together. Yeah, it just on my camera it just looked a little bit jittery. We've only got a couple of weeks to wait, and we get proper full fibre broadband, so hopefully it'll get rid of these issues. You can see on on fish cam that they're rising to the top. They're not going to take long to cook. I'm going to take one out and just see how it is, but they're all risen. So can you get him in there? That way. No, that way. That way. No, it's very jittery. Very jittery. Anyway, light and crispy. Yeah. Oh. Those prawns are good. I'll take some pictures, obviously, of these when we've finished. But those are beautiful. It is a thin coating, so we've got another batter recipe. I honestly can't remember what's in it. I think it's whey protein powder, and that creates quite a thick bready batter around. This is a very thin layer of batter on it, but obviously previously we were having problems getting the batter to stick, and that's why you have to make it quite thick. Whereas this, it's millimeter coating around it. Okay, nice. Let's try the fish. I'm gonna boost this up. We've probably got. Hi, Kerry. Obviously, I've still got all of those. In fact, while I'm making this, I'll fry these ones off because there'll be a little bit of batter that I can reuse in here. So, straight into the oil. And you'll be able to see from when I've finished this that the batter that's in this bowl now has gone quite thick. Okay, quite a lot in there, but I'm sure we'll get on with it. Right, so you can sort of see this has now gone because of the extra flour. That's gone quite thick. I'm going to do another couple of egg whites worth. Blitz it and see if just put the whole egg in. We'll start that again. I'm not using that, not for the fish. Honestly, that there. Yeah, try something. Come on. Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Down the bottom there.
Right. Okay. I get you. Yeah, I get you.
So really want to check that one.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. There you go. You got a better view now. I wouldn't say of the left, but it's definitely a better view of the right. I'll let him out. Hang on. Litland's just suddenly run to the door. He needs to go out. Goodbye. Goodbye. Off you go. This is why those egg white bottles sometimes work out better because then you can't get an egg yolk in it. Right. So it'll be about 160. So I'll do again. I'll do the other 16 grams. And then I'm literally going to tip all of that into there. Go. Little bit of salt. All right, look at them. Just want to turn them, a few of them over. They come together a little bit, only because I put so many in there in one go. Give it a blitz. Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I will give this a go, not on camera though, to see what happens with that one with the egg yolk in there. But yeah, we've got loads of egg yolks there. did make that cherry and coconut cake yesterday, so could have that with custard. Right, okay, so this is going to go straight onto the fish. So you see how it's a nice smooth batter when it's just first blitzed. Let's get these out. Look at that. Right. So I'm just going to do a couple of the pieces of fish now, and then just to show you, I'll do a couple of the thinner ones, and then I'll do the others once we've tidied up and we're ready to have dinner. So here's a couple of the thinner pieces. So again, bear in mind your cooking time is going to be relevant to the thickness of the fish. It really could only take 6 minutes maybe for a piece this size or thickness, whereas the thicker pieces may be closer to 8. So do them afterwards. I'm going to try and make sure these don't stick to the bottom. Stuck to the basket. Okay. Just seeing where little one's gone, disappeared. Whilst that is cooking, just going to very quickly put this together. Very simple version of a tartar sauce. Going to use ricotta. Going to use a whole tub because we like our tartar sauce, so quite happy to have it available for a few days. A little bit of lemon juice. So Little one's gone outside to check that the big dogs haven't left any food that he can eat. A little bit of pickle juice. Oh, doesn't need much, just 10 mils or so. Oh, what have you got? He's just come herring in with something that he knows he shouldn't have. And a bee, a metal bee. Honestly. A little bit of Dijon. So I'm going to have like half a teaspoon of Dijon. I'm going to blitz that together, and then I'm going to add the capers. So I'm not going to blitz the capers in there now. I'm going to make the sauce first. I will need it to be deeper. A good couple of heaped spoons of capers, add a bit more, and I did get it out. A little bit of dill. There we go. All right. Just a quick pulse, just to sort of chop those papers through. You can see the fish is essentially done. Yeah. And again, you can see on there, it's a very light coating. It just has it's a very light crunch. So it's not bready. It's a very, very light crispness to it, which for this, that's beautiful, although that needs salt. But that is really good. Really light, crispy, fresh sort of batter. It's not a heavy batter at all. It's perfect. Oh. All right. It's perfect. I mean, any whitefish, you know, would be ideal for that. I'll leave it there because I want to try. I might try the mushrooms in this one here, in the failed batter, well, the one that contains the egg yolk. Let's remove that one. There you go. Oh, I'm back to normal. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll try the mushrooms. We'll do some pictures. I'll do the rest of this fish, and we'll make some pictures. I'll do some pictures of everything to show you. The recipe obviously very straightforward. It's just making those little adaptations when you're going on. Because even now, the rest of the fish that's gone quite thick, so I might just chuck an egg white in there just to thin that down again whilst it's in the bowl. So it's very much a make the batter to cook straight away. You know, to actually sort of straight in the fryer. You could even do it as a couple of eggs at a time, couldn't you? Sort of like 80 grams of egg yolk, egg white, 8 grams of panda, straight into whatever it is you're cooking, and make a little bit more each time you need it. But there you go, perfect. Very simple. You can do it in you can do it hand whisk if you want. You don't have to use a bullet. Done. Thank you very much. Sorry for the short notice. Completely forgot to put the event up. I'll be back next week with something. Oh, I might do the dumplings. I'll do the dumplings. The recipe will be out beforehand, but I'll do it as a live because it is very much doable within half an hour, 45 minutes. So yeah, I'll do that next week and something else. And I know last week I said I'd do the ginger cake, but I wanted to keep this one fairly short because I've got stuff that I need to get on with. So that we've got things for future weeks then. Ginger cake and dumplings coming soon. Right. Have a nice weekend. See you next week sometime. Bye. Yeah. That's nice. Okay, so I'm not going to cook the fish off until I've tied it up. Yes, it's off.